Eat your heart out of Harry Potter. My name is Christian Basel. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. And welcome, fellow Whovians, one and all. Welcome to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basel, and let me introduce you to our panel today. We're going to have a great time today because we're going to have some fun. Have you ever, well, let me put it this way. You're the producer, and you have the rights to Doctor Who and one other movie throughout all of time. But you have to pick one movie that the Doctor will be in. Which Doctor will it be? Which movie will it be? Who's going to be in the cast? And what's it going to look like? Thank you for joining us here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Again, my name is Christian Basel. Let me welcome you to the team back at fresh. Oh, let me go ahead and unplug your mics too. Oh, there you go. Fresh back from all the way from Dallas is the lovely Melanie Dean from FanExpo Dallas. How is it going, Melanie?
Doing quite well. I'm still alert and awake and wasn't, oh my God, I'm coming up into this area. Man, my eyebrows are still all like, what the hell? So
tech brows.
I went right back into tech mode. Yeah, so that was FanExpo Dallas. Oh my goodness. Y'all know how to throw a con. Wow, that was,
Yes,
it was absolutely intrinsically amazing. Now to see how FanExpo Denver is going to show up. So if you have anything else to do Halloween weekend, I'll see you guys there.
And that's going to be the Halloween weekend in FanExpo Denver.
Denver, Colorado. So we're talking about the 29th, 30th, and 31st.
It's going to be chilly up there?
I have no clue. So this Florida girl is going to have an exciting time.
By then, probably.
Dave can mock me.
I went to Denver in October and it snowed once, so it's very possible.
Are you ready, Florida girl, for some snowy weather out there?
What's a coat? I don't know. I have a jacket.
Now, for all of you just joining us, please make sure that you are subscribing to the YouTube channel. You can see the link there below. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, take the few seconds to hit that little icon that looks like a TARDIS in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Go ahead and hit that. That'll subscribe you. And plus hit the notification bell. So, we can't see it here, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. It's in the bottom right-hand side corner. Click on that, and then click on that little notification bell so you can get the updates and the special features that only is exclusively here on our YouTube channel. And don't forget to subscribe to our Facebook page, Facebook, the Traveling TARDIS, Facebook.com, the Traveling TARDIS there. Want to welcome back someone who hasn't been here for a while on SCIFI.RADIO. And I do have to say this, and I apologize for those of you still see or hearing the Krypton Radio advert in our intro. Please make sure you are going to SCIFI.RADIO. SCIFI.RADIO. 24 hours of nothing but geek music, geek podcasts, just geekery from Harry Potter, Doctor Who, Star Trek, Star Wars, you name it, they're playing it. And all the, Filk music as well?
Yeah, Filk music and adventure serials and talk shows like this one.
We welcome back Gene Turnbow, CEO and president. And he is SCIFI.RADIO. How you doing there, Gene? It's been a while.
Oh, I'm doing great, and it has been a while.
And also make sure that when you sign up over there, I think you also have the SCIFI.RADIO app.
Yes, we do.
Yes,
we have a SCIFI.RADIO app for both Android and iOS, and those are free. And we also have a big Patreon button right at the top of the page.
There's a big button.
Yeah. And we would not. We survive month by month on Patreon donations, and it's always by the skin of our teeth. I mean, it's that we're always 1 month away from having to go off the air, and we've been like that for 12 years.
Okay. So also, while you're helping out with this program, you please help our friends over at SCIFI.RADIO. Get their free app, download it to your phone, and join their Patreon. I think you can start off with like $5 a month. $5 a month get you some email perks, and also you can help this amazing radio station that plays geekdom 24/7, no matter where you are, no matter where you.
Yeah, I think at $5 a month you get. I'm trying to get the box.
Sure, yeah.
You get one of these cool stickers for your very own, and yeah. So actually, I think the ones we send are bigger from the Patreon campaign. Those are just the promo ones, but you'll get one of those. And we have T-shirts and mugs and all that other stuff. And I've been asked if we can do tote bags, and the answer is yes. And I'm going to be setting that up soon.
Gotcha. All right. Well, check it out.
Yeah. But that's the app. Yes, that's right. App. That's the one.
Let me officially put it back up there, Dave. Go ahead and put it back up.
Very cool.
So people see. There you go. Awesome. Love it. And by all means, check us out. Go to sci-fi.radio. You can listen to The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS on our audio podcast, whether it be iHeartRadio, Spotify Speaker, and on Sci-Fi Radio. You can hear it every week. We put out a new episode that you can listen to on their channel. And don't forget to chat with us, whether on the YouTube channel, the Twitch channel, the Facebook page. Already subscribe, of course. Carl Witzman, thank you so much. Hello, Carl. And hello, Ramona. Thank you for joining us over there. Speaking of joining us, hello, Donna. Dave Chapman from the rathole.ca. How you doing there, Dave? Thank you for the tour for the last episode that we had. Hey, Mark. How was that? Dave, just in case you weren't there for the last episode, Dave was at Who North America, which is like, I guess, the largest shop of Doctor Who memorabilia. Practically, if they make it, they have it, including Big Finish audio CDs there. How was that tour?
Rack after rack after rack after rack of Big Finish audio. I mean, you saw how it was. I gave you the whole tour, but yeah, I think the only thing keeping me from going bankrupt was the fact that I had to fly down to the U.S. this time instead of my usual drive, because they still haven't reopened the land borders and just extended again till October 21st. Thank you.
Oh, God.
As long as it opens up in time for Emerald City Comic Con.
So we wanted to keep you here in the United States.
No, I can go home.
You can never go home.
I just can't come back.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys can come up. I can go home. I'm flying out of Columbus after Origins Game Fair, but I can't drive down.
Okay.
Oh, fly in but not drive.
Fly in but not drive.
Yeah, so I had to fly in. So I flew into Tennessee for some stuff, rented a car, drove up to Indianapolis, did the show, did Gen Con, which was wild and fabulous, and it had a bit of a rough opening crowd-wise, as it always does. But after that, the show, I could turn around. I never got hit by, the big giant gaming backpacks. If you ever seen them, they're like, 3 people deep. Didn't get hit by a single one. I could turn around. I could move. It was actually a really pleasant experience. And I also didn't knock anything down like Glenn did.
I was waiting because you were just doing this thing here.
Yeah. So now I'm out in Saginaw, Michigan. This weekend is OxyCon at the SVRC Marketplace. So I'm only a couple hours north of McKenzie, Florida.
And when are those dates? Just in case somebody wants to come and see you. When are those dates?
That is this coming Saturday.
Okay,
it's only a one-day event. So whatever Saturday is coming up, and I am there helping out Steeped Games with their games Chai and T for Two. And if I'm not there, I'm out. You'll see me in one of my Quidditch jerseys. From there, I go off to Columbus for Origins Game Fair.
Oh, okay.
The following weekend.
Without further ado, let's introduce our next guest. This is her first time here, and you can check her and her boy, her whole family.
Whole family.
When the whole family, they do tours of the Central Florida area of tourism, including SeaWorld, Universal Studios, Walt Disney World, wherever there's some event going on, they're going out there. Check them out on the YouTube channel. It's Sights and SideQuests. Please give it up for Jess Nicole. How you doing there, Jess? Welcome to it. I love the background too. I simply adore that.
Yeah, you can thank Kendall for that one.
Gotcha. Is that a snowball microphone right there?
It is a snowball microphone.
Oh, okay.
It's not mine.
Oh. There's some poor soul trying to do a radio show and they don't have a microphone.
It is all his stuff. He set it up for me, basically left the computer on and said, don't touch anything. So we're making it work because I was just going to use my laptop. So
that's a good man. Don't touch anything.
Don't touch anything. I got it.
Just don't do it there. Thanks for, yes, Ramona. Nice virtual background from Ramona out there. Now, just in case I missed something, just tell them about them. You can check out their show on the YouTube channel. And Jess and I actually met at MegaCon.
We did meet at MegaCon.
We did meet at MegaCon.
We do a little more than just theme parks. We didn't want to pigeonhole ourselves into just theme parks. So like over the next couple of weeks, we're doing Phantasm the first weekend of October.
Oh, okay.
Spooky Empire the third weekend of October.
Gotcha.
And a couple of other like Halloween events and stuff. So it's kind of, just whatever's going on that's interesting.
And the cool part about it is they do it live. So you can actually, and I was there a couple of times when you were at the Magic Kingdom and they were walking around for the for Mickey's Not So Scary. I guess there was a
Boo Bash,
the Boo Bash.
Yeah.
I got to speak with Nicole and say, is it hot out there? Inside my house, I'm like, yes, it's nice and air conditioned where I'm at.
We're
a little wet.
We're doing a combination of two, doing some live ones and then doing our regular videos. The lives are a lot of fun, especially when you have people that interact with you. So it's, it's on the cuff, on the fly. I really enjoyed it, and we enjoyed having you.
Thank you so much. And I would love. We got to do something.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll figure out something. We'll destroy things together that way.
I love it. And even spooky this month too.
Oh, okay. You're doing Spooky Empire, and that's in Tampa, or is it here in Orlando?
It's here in Orlando.
It's here in Orlando. Okay,
yeah.
Over at the Wyndham, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's the Hyatt.
Or the Hyatt. Okay.
It's at the Hyatt now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they moved it back. Okay, cool. So they got a bit of a bigger venue out there.
Yeah.
Now, just to let everybody know what this show is about, again, we're just having a little fun. So if you got some movie ideas about the Doctor crossing over, now you've seen some of our shows where we called it the multiverse, where we've taken the Doctor, put him or her with another character from like another show. Like my favorite was Nisha's, where we took. We did a thing, Gene, where we Dave rolled the dice, and we would like pick a character. So like Nisha picked Wonder Woman. The first roll of the dice was for the Doctor, so she ended up with the 12th Doctor. If you could just imagine those two together. And the bad guy was remind me from Die Hard. Dave, what's the name of the person out there? The bad guy. I can't.
You mean Alan Rickman?
The Alan Rickman character, but I'm trying to remember what his character's name is. Yeah. Nakatomi Tower. I can remember the tower, but I can't remember the bad guy's name. If anybody's got it, put it in the chats. Put it in the chats.
Google's your friend, man.
Google's my friend. Exactly.
My brain is...
Google's my friend. Don't forget, you can live chat with
Hans Gruber. It's Hans Gruber.
Hans Gruber. Thank you.
That was it. You're right.
So,
You're right.
So just imagine Wonder Woman and the 12th Doctor getting together, trying to take on Hans Gruber in Nakatomi Plaza, the tower. That was the kind of thing that we had. So today we're doing something a little different. You are now the producer, got the rights for Doctor Who, but you get to pick one movie that you can have the Doctor invade, for a better term, and be part of that storyline. But which movie would you pick out there? So let's go ahead and start off over here. Who wants to go first, just to give it a little try there?
Nobody wants to go first?
Not me, because my mouth is tied, and I'm trying to jump in.
So before we go to commercial break, we'll start off with Gene. Gene, tell us about the movie that you pick, which Doctor, and what do you think the story would be about that you would have there?
Okay, well, before Showtime we were talking about, oh, well, you know, putting the Doctor in a Marvel movie would be a cop-out.
Yes. Well, no.
But you know,
no. What happened was somebody had put the Marvel universe, and I'm just like, well, that's.
Oh yeah, no, that's.
I need more. I need
Yeah,
something more specific than just the Marvel universe. I don't want to put him in Endgame or put her in Endgame so quickly. So you picked.
Well, you know, if you say Marvel universe and it covers what is it, 26 films, 27 films?
Yeah, something like that.
That's too many films. It would
not to mention the spin-off TV shows we got now with WandaVision.
WandaVision, which is wonderful. Loki, which is wonderful. But yeah, no, that would have been too broad. You specifically mentioned Marvel, Avengers Endgame, and that happens to have been the one I picked.
But you picked something specific. These guys.
I did. And yeah, and the reason I did is because you have whenever you're working with an ensemble cast, you have a danger, and that is that if you don't have the plot hyper-focused,
right,
you're going to dilute the story between the various characters.
Right.
And Avengers Endgame passed that test with flying colors. The original Tim Burton Batman did not, and which is at the time, you know, when I saw Batman, you know, 89, the Tim Burton version, the Tim Burton version. I wish I had some Burton.
Yes, you have. and just for people
somewhere in the house,
and for people who are listening to the audio, we're showing the Guardians of the Galaxy. So go for it there.
Right. So the central character in Guardians of the Galaxy is Peter Quill, played by the guy who sounds like a barbecued rodent.
Chris Pratt.
Crisp Rat.
Pratt.
Crisp Rat. Anyway.
Oh, Crispy Rat. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So this ensemble cast works very, very well because the Chris Pratt character is never removed from the center. He's always at the center of whatever's going on.
Right.
And so instead of having an ensemble of 5 characters, you really have one character with 5 different expressions. So they do pretty much the same trick with Doctor Who, which is why it works in nearly every episode. They don't do it with all of them, but they do it with most of them. And so my personal favorite was Matt Smith.
Okay.
Because he was the right blend of serious and clownish.
I think he just seems to work with those two because he would, you know, just for Chris and for Quill and 11 to like go face off with each other. That would be funny.
Well, and there's another dynamic as well, and that is the time travel itself.
Right.
And in Avengers Endgame, they sort of blow the smoke out of the room with respect to how time actually works. Doctor Who was it David Tennant who said that time is this
wibbly wobbly,
you know, timey-wimey ball of stuff. Yeah. Well, it's actually more like that than it is a straight line that you can move back and forth on. And the reason is if you go back in time, you're not entering a new temporal context. You're taking your own context with you.
Right.
So it's a continuous thread that happens to loop backwards. And you know, the whole grandfather paradox thing.
Right.
That doesn't happen in the actual flow of time, the way we understand it now. The grandfather paradox, where you go back and you kill your grandfather, you know, the Doctor Who trope, hey, let's kill Hitler, you know. And the idea was that it was supposed to be this big horrible thing that they did, you know, that they were going to do. And not so horrible, because it just creates, it bifurcates the universe, it bifurcates the timeline there, and we enter a new, different experience for those people. If they went back to their own timeline, they would have found that nothing had changed.
Right.
Because they're not actually sequential that way. Mm-hmm. So the fact that you have these two differing ideas of how time travel works mm-hmm. would make for a very, very interesting plot development. So I think that would be a really interesting use.
Starting wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey.
Tim, it says the Matt Smith fan law. Yeah, a comment from Bill Sartain. You get it on the nose, Bill.
We got to get a commercial break, but here's something that I thought was actually funny for the longest time, and I was advocating because during the filming of the Endgame, Avengers Endgame, Jodie Whittaker took a year off of Doctor Who. And at the same time, I heard they were mentioning that there was going to be time travel mentioned or used in the plot line for Endgame. And not only that, but if you really think about it, technically, Doctor Who is Marvel. So for the longest time, I said,
wait. Back up a minute.
Yeah,
Doctor Who is Marvel?
Marvel Comics for a very short time, I think for very few issues, and I got to find
them. Yeah, they had the license for that.
Yeah, so I'm just like, they had a license for Elizabeth, so I was like, okay. Are you trying to tell us that Jodie's going to be in the movie?
IPC had it later. And,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, no worries.
All right.
Thank you, Chief.
They had the license for it, but they didn't own it. They just
I know, but
it's not the same.
One can hope, okay? One can hope. That's all I'm saying.
Christian, go to commercial.
You got it. When we return, we're going to continue on. And Jess, you're next. Stand by, please. Here we go. Please continue to stay logged on to and become part of the legend. Boy.
Bateman.
What's the Bateman?
A novel set in Florida, written by Florida author D.L. Havlin. Suspense, mystery, and murder.
Evidence is in the bait.
The Bateman is available at local bookstores and online.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Oh, you want me to show you that? Okay. Hang on, Dave. I'll put it up there. Hang on. Let me give her due. Hang on. Let me show Dave what he's got there. He's actually got that from
North America. Went in, picked up. First thing I went and looked for was the Binge Watcher's Guide. Had to pick that up. Looking forward to part 2 that Mackenzie's working on right now.
There you go there. So if you just happen to be in Indiana and around that area, you can also purchase the Binge Watcher's Guide at Who North America. So come check it out. There you go. All the information's there if you're watching. Speaking of watching, you know what? Let's keep going with these commercials when we return.
Jackie Sonnenberg's My Soul to Keep is a ghost story rooted in the realities of actual cults. When 13-year-old Sky Monroe arrives at her new boarding school, all she can think about is death and connecting with the afterlife. Soon she discovers her school's spirituality group, the Guardians of Light, and they have a secret. They can speak with the dead, and the organization is a cult. But this isn't Sky's only problem. The campus house where Sky resides is haunted, and even the ghosts have an agenda. They intend on getting the souls they want. Filled with mystery and intrigue plucked straight from the headlines, author Jackie Sonnenberg's research and attention to detail give this ghost story an even more eerie atmosphere. Find My Soul to Keep on Amazon.com today.
And also, if you're looking at us on the YouTube channel, on the Facebook page, or on Twitch, thanks our friends over at GeekInsider.com. Don't forget to tell them that they sent you. Subscribe at GeekInsider.com. Dave, you can laugh your butt off. You can.
Good Lord.
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
Just joining us, welcome to the Legend, the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basel. We are a Doctor Who podcast. We're all here with Jess Nicole from Sights and SideQuests, Melanie Dean, all the way from Pieces of Haley. Don't forget to check her out this coming out at the end of October for FanExpo Denver. Also, Gene Turbo at SCIFI.RADIO. Don't forget to subscribe and pull up his app there for free. And the rathole.ca, Mr. Dave Chapman. We are continuing our discussion. And don't forget, if you have any movie suggestions or ideas, we'll pull them up in the chats for you. No problem there. But I do want to bring up Jess's recommendation, our special guest today there, because this one actually threw me off a bit there, and I had to think about it. And then, you know what? Tell the audience about this one. Tell them.
I think it'll work. Cool. I do realize now though, after Gene explained so eloquently his movie.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm not as smart as I think I am.
No. No, you told me about this, so tell the audience about this. No. Gene, I think she's actually following on the right track. You were about this, so go for it.
So Christian, when you asked me to do this and you said it was easy, it's not. It's a lot harder than it looks. Because initially in my head, I was going through the same movies that would make sense, kind of maybe even a cop-out. And I was trying to think of things outside of the box. So it landed me in the Kevin Smith universe. Mm-hmm. And we know that Kevin Smith is a big old fanboy.
Yes.
And so if it was something that he would do, I think he would do it justice.
Go for it.
So I picked Dogma.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Tell how this is going to work, and tell us which doctor you think should come into play here with the angels and everything. Yeah, total different weeping angel that we got here.
Bear with me here. Minus a little bit of the time travel aspect, which I'm sure could be written in by somebody much smarter than me if this was going to happen. Most, if not all, of Doctor Who is always a battle between good and evil, and at the core of Dogma, it really is a battle between good and evil. The theming is there. I think part of the reason why this clicked so much for me might have been a little bit of Good Omens too. So I would go with David Tennant, 10th Doctor, kind of in that same, because I've seen him play a role that could be so interchangeable. Because I watched Good Omens and kind of thought Dogma to begin with. Similar.
Yeah, that's right. Which doctor did you have in mind coming in?
The 10th Doctor, yeah.
Which one? David Tennant.
Doctor,
okay.
Yeah. Because I've seen that. So that's where my brain works. That's what I'm thinking of. But like I said, at the core being a story about a battle between good and evil, angels, demons, all those things, whatever, could be similar to aliens. They're on the same, there's a word I'm looking for. They're cut from the same cloth.
Okay.
Mythological.
I'm just going to say I want 9 in this movie because I want to see Alan Rickman and 9 go head off with each other.
Yeah, I definitely did think about Eccleston for it. I kept going on that, the Good Omens, seeing David Tennant. And that's probably just why my brain went that way. But Eccleston would be good. They would kick ass. I would love this, and plus, we keep on thinking more of the sci-fi, but but I go with the third Doctor. There's science, and then there's everybody says, well, it's magic, and he goes, no, that's just science you don't understand yet. That doesn't mean it's not science. It's just not the science that we have. I mean, we have creatures and aliens that fly around the Starship Enterprise, in the Next Generation that fly into space. We can't even think about that, but they did. I think another thing too, especially with New Who, I'm not super versed in some of the older stuff, but New Who, there's a lot of historical elements. You're talking about Let's Kill Hitler. So whichever way you look at it, the story of the Catholicism and religion in general is still a part of our history.
Right.
So it could still tie in with that being a very historical-esque episode, either way that you look at it. Battle of Good and Evil, we could time travel, David Tennant and Alanis Morissette.
He would just walk with her. You want me to show you around? You made this place, so might as well just take you on a trip.
Right.
So,
I have to point out, since we brought her up, God is Canadian.
She is Canadian.
That's true.
She is.
And she's been on the You Can't Do That on Television. So anybody have any thoughts extra on Jess's and Jean's pick as far as Dogma and Guardians of the Galaxy?
I could see either of those, yeah.
I
would watch those.
I pay to watch those.
I just had, it was kind of, when I first heard the Dogma theory, I was just like, that's going a little bit into the religion. But if you really think about it, even the classic Who had some kind of religious aspect that things were. So, yeah, it should fall naturally in there. Speaking of falling naturally, Dave, you are next and you are up. Your turn. You are the producer. You have control of Doctor Who and one other movie. What movie would you put the Doctor in, and whose universe?
Well, I mean, I had something that was in my head, but it's not what I picked.
No,
I actually, and I might get in trouble for this. In trouble because of the whole MCU's got like 20-something movies factor, but because I picked not really one movie, but a very large chunk of movies being Godzilla.
Ooh.
Okay, and which Doctor would take on Godzilla?
Wait,
all of them.
All of them with all of the Godzillas, including
all
the
of them
one
with all of the Godzillas.
with that one Godzilla, the Broderick
that
Godzilla.
That would be excellent.
Yeah, that Godzilla gets in here too. I mean, look at
Oh yeah. That's definitely the run moment of Doctor Who for sure.
Shame you.
But that's why I picked Godzilla, is because there is that 60-year plus years in this case of history for both of them. Any and all of the Doctors could have their moment to shine with different Godzillas at any point.
I don't know why. Fit. When you picked this one, all I thought of was Silurian Gone Bad or Silurian Gone Wild. I don't know if that could actually work.
No, we can't use that. No Silurian Gone Wild phrasing. No.
Okay, I mean, it's just because Godzilla comes from, kind of underneath, so did the Silurians. So
dinosaur,
what you mean, like Miami Beach during summer break?
Yeah, just about. They're the same thing. I mean, we're on that. We're in that. Yeah, we're in that world there. So,
Godzilla
did you say which Doctor was going to be taking on Godzilla? You said you wanted them all.
All of them. All of them at any point in time. Like they said, there is so much history between the two, and so many different versions of Godzilla, so many different versions of the Doctor, that they could just be back and forthing, and it would be a constant. This isn't I'm just dropping into this movie. Even if he's in the background of a movie, the Doctor could be in every one of these. And I think where this first got into my head, and I think we actually had the conversation, Christian, was when Godzilla vs. Kong came out. And there was some random bit of footage. I'm like, that the Doctor needs to be right there. That I just need a TARDIS in that picture.
So every time,
it's just always stuck.
So every metamorphosis of Godzilla that's ever came out, each Doctor should be going in there and taking on Godzilla.
Exactly, and working with the various agencies. That's what the Doctor does. Go in and try and help. You could also see. I mean, you can see UNIT having to deal with this.
Yeah.
Even in the Japanese ones, it's just a
Now,
side trip for UNIT.
Are all the Godzillas going after London, or how's this working? And is it just Godzilla? I mean, is Mothra attacking someplace? And
let's get
it. Going with the entire
attack. Mothra's good. Mothra's on the good side of good. Although I could certainly see the
somewhere?
Twins. I could. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're in the TARDIS. They just,
okay.
They're the companions, the little twins. I could totally no. Melanie doesn't like that idea.
That one I was like, but I would love to see more monsters. But then again, you're saying all the Godzillas. So which doctor's getting that one Broderick Godzilla? Who's getting who has to be foisted with that thing? I need to know this, babe. You will pay for this. I'm making you pay for this.
That's fine. That's fine. I think it has to be 9.
Poor 9.
No.
Oh.
It's got to be 13 because I want to see how Graham reacts to all that. How Graham is involved with the whole. Could you imagine Graham taking?
See, I would put Capaldi. I would put my boy Capaldi in there.
Yeah,
with Bill and Nardole.
Nardole, yes. Jess, Gene, what do you think? Godzilla producers.
As far as Unit goes, I'm not so sure about putting Unit in there with them. I mean, who wants to be in a group called Unit? Hi, I'm a Unit. Wait, let me rethink this. I need to examine my life.
It could be the Japanese version of Torchwood. They could be out there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it could work. I think if you, the whole point of the Doctor is to, to go back and look at the ancient evils.
Yeah.
And the more primal those evils are, and the closer you get to that root stock, the better the story. So sure, absolutely, I think it could work.
That made me feel better about my choice.
Well, there you go.
What you say.
Yeah.
Speaking of choices, Melanie, I'm going to bring you up.
Before we start with me, I wanted you to start picking some of these comments because we've got some amazing comments in here. But I don't know if they're. I know they're not mine, but I don't know if they step on yours. So if you want to pull some comments real quick, because you know which one I picked. I don't know what one you picked.
Go ahead and well, it's up there. Wow, where are we?
At the very beginning.
Gotcha. So you want the comments from the
Facebook good Lord. Page? Here, I'll just go, and then we're going to hope that none of these
I think somebody listed
Titanic.
Philip, Kim, Joy.
I wouldn't be shocked if he's been on there or Titanic. She's been on there 5 times already in some form of even had one in space. So yeah, there's Titanic.
The Titanic going on a fixed point, perhaps. Or I'm sorry, the TARDIS going on a fixed point, perhaps, with Titanic.
Yeah.
We have Laura coming in here, Carell, saying Lord of the Rings. So Doctor Who goes on to the Lord of the Rings. Don't know if it's just maybe the first movie.
Well,
completely.
They did a Robin Hood. They did a Robin Hood shtick. So
yeah,
that's true.
There's some precedent there for men in tights and.
Yeah, right. So that would be kind of
so we're gonna bring
fun.
12 back for that one. So
Philip also Shaun of the Dead, which I think would be fun. Doctor Who. The Doctor with zombies.
That you would have to have 10 or 11. I think it's deadlocked at 10 or 11.
They would also try to wonder. Go ahead.
11. I feel like 11.
11.
Yeah.
Because remember who plays the mother is
Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones. Former prime minister is Sean's mom. Yes. So Barbara. So that would be kind of like
that's a
kind
twist.
Of fun.
Thank you, Philip.
Ooh, Mark has a long
Wow, okay. As Time Lord's rule can be broken, so I have a Shielda. And Clara had crash landed on plane diner at the end of the universe. The telephone box pulls up. Out, Bill and Ted, excellent dudes, walk into and meet Arthur Dent. Oh, he's just going. We're going
on a fever dream. Let's go. They meet Arthur Dent.
No one would ever be able to put together the licensing for that.
No, let's do that. So
this is Roger Rabbit all over again.
So the telephone box pulls up. Out, Bill and Ted, excellent dudes, walk into the plane diner. Remember, this is the diner that Ashilda and Clara are in, and they also meet Arthur Dent. Then they hear a loud bang, and then a huge rev, and that's the car from the DeLorean crashes into the telephone pole, into the telephone pieces phone. Thinking that's the Bill and Ted booth. Let's see. Doc Brown and Marty come into the diner. Oh man, did you hear the punctuation, my friend? He said this all into his phone. Talk to text is killing us. Well, they crash into the diner. They ask Doctor Who phone box has explained. Because remember, our podcast, we're supposed to say this, Christian. This plane crashes into most bogus dudes. Everyone's stuck with broken vehicles. Then Sound of Hope appears with another phone.
I'm only going to say that if we have time.
And that's the show, ladies and gentlemen.
Bring up the
And we're done.
Facebook page. There's Bill and Ted for you.
There we go.
There.
Mark.
All righty.
No more text.
Speaking of Bill and
You're
Ted, we're
killing me.
going to a commercial break. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in. Melanie's going to give her pick in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Author Cindy Koepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Koepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
The massive audio Doctor Who Bad Wolf Bluetooth TARDIS speaker. That's all I gotta say, one word. Wow. It looks like it just jumped right off the screen. Here it is in all its Bad Wolf glory. Right here is the on-off switch and the up and down volume. Right here's the speaker. The TARDIS stands about 6 inches from the bottom of the TARDIS all the way up to the top where the light is. Look at the detail. Wow.
For those who are listening to our audio, Amazon.com/FameTek, spelled FAMETEK. That's FAMETEK. There are other geekdoms out there. I believe it's the Starship Enterprise D as a Bluetooth speaker. Ooh. And what you didn't see is the Weeping Angels wireless phone charger and some other stuff out there. So check them out and tell them the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS sent you there.
Jeez, that's impressive. I think I want one of those TARDISes.
I want 10 of them.
The chargers are really nice.
The Doctor gets the
really
Terminator.
I got to take a look at the chargers at Who North America as well. I didn't see the speaker, but I did see the chargers, and they're pretty nice looking.
Awesome. Okay, so I got to ask, who's going up against Arnold? Which Doctor is going up against Arnold? Just real fast.
9.
3.
Arnold.
3.
11.
I'm going to agree with 9.
9. 9. 9. All right.
I got nothing.
I know, Graham. Well, since you're on here, I will be more than happy to bring it up. But Graham Krause did mention The Matrix. So, gosh.
I will take whatever doctor punches the architect right in the face. That's all I want.
That would be
Whoever punches him.
That would be 12.
Whoever wants to do it, even better.
It's got to be 3 or 12 because they're the only two we've seen them in action out there. But there you go, Graham. That's The Matrix. That'd be great. Oh, Planet of the Apes. Oh my God. Are we talking about the Mark Wahlberg or the actual one?
Doesn't matter. Both would be amazing.
There you go. So, yeah, there you go. Tom says Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. 6 Doctor he picks, deals with Jekyll. Jekyll injects 6 with a serum, becomes a Valyard. 12th arrives to save the day, or is it the 7th Doctor?
I like that. I'd watch that.
This is getting very interesting.
I want a treatment of that. Tom's got some great ones up here. Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper versus 13. Wow. I'm surprised that won't be in
that would be insane
if she were in there with taking on Jack the Ripper. That
would be a great one. That would be dark.
Hasn't there been a Jack the Ripper story already?
They've gotten close. I meant Talons of Wang Chiang was kind of in that realm because remember that's when I can't remember the bad guy's name. But he was taking the life forces out of people, and that I think was a similarity to it. But for 13 to be, using herself as bait to lure Jack the Ripper out, that would be an interesting one. 12th meets his look-alike from World War Z. The Who Doctor versus Doctor Who. That would be great.
Mark says he's sorry. You are forgiven. I understand.
Oh, you're fine.
We're just kind of giving crap.
Take whatever you want, and then whatever you do. I saw 9 or 11. Okay, cool.
For his was Terminator.
Terminator.
9 or 11.
9 or 11. Got it. 2, all attitude against Arnold. Okay, second. Okay.
Right. Second Terminator there. Okay.
You're
Tom's
my
ready to start writing some fic.
Okay.
So Tom, drop your drop with your
I will
AO3 or
give you an
teaspoon link so
influencer,
we can
brother.
read.
There you go. And Manavastra made a meal of Jack. Magnus Greel was the bad guy. Oh, okay.
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure there was something in the new that had been. Yeah, there we go.
He's a little stringy.
Okay.
That's
We're
what I
up to date
remember.
on comments.
Gotcha there. So Melanie, your pick. And we have a special because I also want to make an announcement. I made this picture a while back with your choice.
Yes.
This happens to do with, we just want to let people know, starting October 1st on the Facebook page, the 31 Days of Halloween, you will see new pictures of the Traveling TARDIS in classic and new stuff. We'll also have videos, music, movies, clips, everything. Anything, we're going to turn that Facebook page for the next.
Why am I on the main one? Just while you're talking. Seriously, I'm just like,
go ahead, it's your turn.
Are you sure?
Yes, it's your turn.
Because if you're going to be talking, you need to be up here.
I just want to mention what they're about to see here because this is one of the pictures for next month.
Show the picture.
Okay.
This is Christian.
Podcast has no idea what the hell's going on.
Christian doesn't do technology.
Doctor, I have a very bad feeling about them, and it's the cast from Clue. So guess what, y'all? Mine is Clue. So when when Christian came up with this idea, and he's like, "I need a movie," the first thing I thought was, "Oh, I want to do something Star Wars," and then I'm like, "I don't want to do something Star Wars." And then the next, I'm like, "No, let me actually put thought into this and not a knee-jerk reaction." And then I went, "Oh, it's Clue. It's got to be Clue." And the reason I'm going with Clue is the way I put all of the doctors in it in a very streamlined way, unlike Mr. Dave Chapman. Ha! We all know that in Clue, if you're as old as me, and hear tale of old stories when it comes to Clue, there were different versions of Clue. So if you watched it on the VHS tape, or you watched it on TV, or you watched it whatever, you saw or you see it now, you will see all the different at the very end of the movie. Oh no, spoilers. There's 3 different endings in the movie. I won't say who's who. Because if you've never seen it, go watch this movie. I mean, Funko just did a bunch of pops of it. You need to go see this movie. I mean, understand things. Yeah. Understand our fandom culture. But in the movie that you'll see released now, it gives you the 3 different ones of maybe it ended this way, maybe it ended this way, but maybe it really, really ended this way. And this is how you see it. However, if you went and watched it in a movie theater, the urban legend tale is that people saw a different ending. So no matter what movie you went into, different regions had different cuts of the film, so that when everyone started talking about it, they only saw a separate ending. Everybody did. So it just kind of was even more confusing. So again, this is way back when. So this is, I'm calling it an urban legend because I don't know if it's actually true.
It's true.
It is true.
There.
Yay!
Yeah. I was there. It's true. It's the advantage of being old.
But look
I'm
at
a time traveler. I
look
just
at that
forward
cast.
60 seconds per minute.
Get over my lawn.
So in my mind's eye, I see it as if you go to a theater and you see Clue, you might have a different doctor appear. So there's different times in the movie where the doorbell rings, and they all running in here. Remember, if you've ever played the board game, or if you're over across the pond, you watched it as Cluedo. Over here it was the board game Clue. The movie's Clue. You have to guess, the weapon, which room, and who murdered what. So it's a huge whodunit. In my mind, when the doorbell rings, it could be either a movie where you have one doctor show up, and maybe the door opens, and it's the 4th Doctor with Sarah Jane and Harry Sullivan, because I need more Harry Sullivan content. I would want those 3 in this. It would be amazing. Now, it could be another one where we see the 10th Doctor and Donna. I would love that because I loved the vibes during the Agatha Christie one, the episode they had. Put them in the Clue universe. It would be awesome. Same thing with my boy 12 here. Put him in there with Nardole and Bill. I mean, it's fun. I mean, just the shenanigans would be amazing. Now, if I'm being gun to a head's being told you need to have only one movie, then throw all the doctors in there and let them all have timey-wimey time, making sure that none of them see each other. because we've got back doors, we've got hidden rooms. Yeah. So I'm just Clue, Doctor Who and Clue. That's what I want. Take my money. I'm ready to write it, and I want a damn good writer to be able to figure this out because
it sort of gives away the ending, it's because it's a who done it.
Gene. Get that pun, sir. No booing him, Dave. You go back to Canada.
That joke is worse than a segue by Christian.
Right. And look at the all-star cast: Martin Mull, Tim Curry, Madeline Kahn, everybody in there who done it. Yeah, Graham Grouse, yes, who done it. And I would, that would.
Sent you a picture there, Christian, too.
Oh, you did?
Into the Facebook.
It basically was Ramona. It really was. That was basically Clue. Yeah. So yeah.
Alrighty. Before we get to my pick, we get a commercial break, and I'm also going to be pulling up everybody from the Facebook page. We'll run through those real fast. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in. Here we go.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
And don't forget to subscribe at Doctor Who Worlds Apart, Doctor Who Worlds Apart. When that game goes online, you're going to be seeing us playing live. We're going to definitely take down Nisha and all of our legendary cards there. Plus, don't forget to go in and check every day. Sign up every day. You will get 10 Pandex that you can use to get your cards. You can play for free, get your cards for free. But if you want the good cards, you might have to pay a little bit. But they've got special deals going on. But you have to go to their website, Doctor Who Worlds Apart. I'm Christian Basel. Welcome back for the wrap-up portion of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. I've got Jess Nicole from Sights and SideQuests on the YouTube channel, Pieces of Melee with Melanie, Dave at theRathole.ca, and Gene Turbo over at SCIFI.RADIO. I'm going to just run through the folks who were kind enough to chat on our Facebook page. This is from Jim Mills, and we'll just do a quick discussion on it. The Last Starfighter.
Yes.
He brought in The Last Starfighter out there.
I love that movie.
That would be awesome there. Lance Weber, of course, we'll show it again. He mentioned Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Gene, I think we can both, maybe everybody can. Don Lewis mentioned Buckaroo Banzai. That would be hysterical. I would just want to see Eleven and Jeff Goldblum go after each other out there.
Oh, good Lord.
Dorothy Bellion had mentioned this, and we have a special meme just for this. We call this Vincent the Doctor, better known as the Black Hole. So this is our Vincent and the Doctor out there. Scott Snyder, I'm defaulting by this because he's basing it on the comics, which is kind of a slide over because there was a merger in the comics called Assimilation, but he would love to see 11 and the Star Trek movies, especially the Next Generation movies. And that would be awesome to see 11 out there. This is the one that scared me very much. This is from Jamie McCaskill. And I really had to put my head around this. He pulled up the Event Horizon. Oh my God. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? Which Doctor will we put into the Event Horizon?
You can put the Doctor in the Event Horizon on my station.
Oh, that's
my
true.
My station has a talk show called that.
That is true. So, yeah, there it is. The Event Horizon was mentioned. That was Jamie McCaskill. And, of course, Graham Krause, he mentioned The Matrix. These are all good selections there. Anybody have any suggestions or anything about those selections? Or yeah,
I know it's not one of those, but put Tom's comment up. It is, man.
Sure, hang on.
No, not that
Ocean's 13. Really? I would do the time.
That one, yeah. Yes.
This one.
That terrifies me.
Nope. I want to read it.
The Teletubbies?
Yeah, me too.
You wread it? Okay, I got to go find it. All right. So which Doctor? Because I need to know. And by the way, Teaspoon, everybody is the shorter version of called Teaspoon and an Open Mind, and that is whofic.com. Yes, I read stuff.
So we're coming to the end of our show, and I don't want to say I copped out, but I was over at Universal Studios when I was thinking about this whole for this whole panel, and I just couldn't get my mind off of it. But I don't want to say it's a cop out, but I think it would be great if the Fourth Doctor met the guys at the MIB.
100%.
MIB with Tom Baker in there. And he's just explaining away all the monsters as they're walking by, because like it's nothing to him. He's seen them all, so he's like, "What are you guys talking about?" That's what he does, or that's what she does out there. But yeah, I was just at Universal when I was thinking about this topic out there, and I how the dynamic between Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith when they portray the characters, and having that third wheel of the Doctor coming in there and just kind of like explaining things and playing with stuff and touching the red button. I could see you could probably have any Doctor. You could probably have the 11th Doctor. You could probably have the 10th Doctor, because
I want 12.
You want 12?
I want 12 in that, specifically when he in his more stylish outfit era.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking
that would be good.
Yeah,
like Men in Black 3 and taking the unicorn out and putting 11 in his place.
It's a unicorn, that guy that could read all.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get you. I didn't know
I
what his
can't
actual
remember
name.
what he was. The unicorn, but I think he has a name too. I can't just remember what it is.
So that's where I would pick. And for honorable mention, because you got to see him at the very beginning, that little Sonic thing, Harry Potter. And I think there would be a great dynamic between magic and science. Again, I would actually this is the time that I would actually put the third Doctor in, because he's the one that says magic is science you don't understand. And just basically going up to Harry, pulling up the wand and going like, "Oh yeah, I can do that too." And I've got a sonic screwdriver to prove it. So those were my.
Is just around the corner of that pony wall, looking right where the wall ended.
Yes.
On Melanie's screen, with the Doctor just peeking around, going, "Damn kids doing."
Exactly there. So, guys, if you were going to be staying with us, we're going to have the after party. Jess and I are going to be talking a little bit about the very first year of SeaWorld's Holoscream. I've got some wonderful pictures for you. They haven't even hit the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS Facebook page. You'll get to see them for the very first time. And this will be part of the 31 Days of Halloween taking place next month. So join us over on the Facebook page. Let me pull that up. Facebook, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. If you want to listen to our podcast, you can go anywhere. listen to us on iHeartRadio, SciFi.Radio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, CBS Radio. Don't forget, you can download that free app for SciFi.Radio, Spreaker, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. And it's brought to you by our friends over at the Hanging with Web TV show. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. Also, where is it? I thought I had it. Oh, yes. As our friends, final thing is if you go over to our friends over the Wizard World page and use TARDIS 25, go to Wizard World, go into the vault, hit up TARDIS 25 in your discount code, and you will get 25% off your entire purchase of everything that you purchase at thewizardworld.com inside the vault. So check it out there. And of course, before you leave, if you're leaving now, subscribe to our YouTube channel. .com/The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS there. Any final thoughts before we go to the after party, team?
That I just quickly scrolled through Tom's fic, and I have to say it's adorable. It's child appropriate. It reads like a little kid's story. It's very cute. So FYI, it's not, weird or what some people on the show might be thinking. So yeah, it's adorable. So you can't go watch it. Except the epilogue. The epilogue all of a sudden became dark.
Oh, yeah, it is. It's just joined us. Hello, happy TARDIS Tuesday. Yeah, that's what we should call it, TARDIS Tuesday.
Yay!
TARDIS Taco Tuesday for those of you who are hungry if I'm about to have dinner. But we're going to be going to the after party, so stick around. But for our friends who are listening on the audio, thank you so much for joining us. Please continue to stay logged on, tune in, and become part of the legend. Thank you for joining us. We're going straight to the after party. Jess,
I want to read the epilogue.
Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm gonna spoil it for everybody.
Go ahead.
The epilogue and everybody. Okay, so don't read this. The epilogue just literally says, one day in Teletubbyland, insert favorite villain here, came to destroy the Teletubbies. That's the type of content I'm here for. That's the stuff that I read. I love the crack fic. That's basically our shows.
Cybermen versus Teletubbies.
I think that'd be kind of cool. Oh my God.
they're kind of cut from the same cloth,
And they both have antenna.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Could you imagine if the Cybermen had cyberized all like the Teletubbies? That's a fever dream. This is so amazing.
Sorry, this comes in last, Dave, but I managed to download it. Here you go. There is the Cluedo board game with the 12th Doctor, Missy, and Clara.
Okay.
There is a Clue version, but the cover is not as nice.
Yes.
Oh yeah. There's several versions of it.
Huh.
The regular Clue version by USAopoly just had the TARDIS on the cover, so I didn't send that one.
I thought you were kidding. This is cool.
No,
I wasn't.
Board games with Dave. He's got them all, or he knows about
Dave,
them.
did Canada have Clue or Cluedo?
Clue.
You guys have Clue? Okay. I wasn't sure.
Sure.
Yep.
Kristen and I got a scoot, by the way.
Okay, cool.
Thank you so much for inviting me to be on the show. It's been a hoot, and it was so nice meeting all of you.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, James. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one. And don't forget SciFi.radio if you want to listen to us on it.
It's Sci-Fi for your Wi-Fi.
Sci-Fi for your Wi-Fi. Make sure you go to the website 4 times when our show premieres.
Yes.
There we go.
Awesome.
I got some great music for Glenn. I'll drop into our chat. I got an amazing geeky kind of punkish band that I really need him to hear.
I want to hear it too.
So Jess, I know you have to do something real fast.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. After party time.
After party time there.
Yes. I'm just so everybody knows I'm all in when it comes to like fan fiction because I am a firm believer of fan art being art and writing being an art form. So get in there and start playing in the sandbox, use your own character, use other people's characters, and use it to learn how to write. Because a lot of people, there's writing skills atrophy after they're done with school because you start learning your structures, your all that kind of stuff, whether it's paragraphs, how to quote correctly, and all your tenses. You lose that like your middle school, high school. Once that's gone, you maybe college if you have composition classes. So get in there, grab some characters from a different fandom that you like, and just relearn how to write and start working on your complex stories and stuff like that. That's the great thing about fan fiction. I know sometimes it gets a big slight because some of it is more adult oriented, and that can be kind of weird and squicky, but there's a lot of great content, a lot of great writers where you could see that they're getting in there and learning how to rewrite again because it's their own. Maybe they don't know how to pick up a paintbrush, but that's their own form of art that they love doing and making stories and being storytellers. So get in there and read.
So I got a quick question.
Sandbox.
While Jess is getting doing whatever she needs to do, tell us a little bit about FanExpo Dallas. I was out there once. No eating during the live show.
There's after party. I can damn eat. Okay, so
Jess.
y'all.
Oh no!
It was an amazing convention. Absolutely amazing. I was in Artist Alley. I would say is maybe about the same size as MegaCon, completely different layout. But my God, there was so many actors, so many celebrities, so much talent. There was the 501st representation there. Unfortunately, every time I would walk from my table to go on a quick bathroom break, I would try to swing by a different aisle to kind of see stuff. Mm-hmm. And every time I'd be going to the restroom, I would see like characters from the 501st where I would see Rex and Wolf, or I saw Cody, and I'm like, I gotta go back and get their photo. Come back, and they're gone. I'm like, so because you're on a timeline. But I mean, so much amazing cosplay. There was a 5th Doctor that was amazing. There was a 6th Doctor with Davros. I know I took the pictures somewhere of that. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do the showing it up on the screen here. I got a henna tattoo.
I saw that because wow. How long does those things last, by the way?
Well, this I got on Saturday. I can't remember which day I got it. I think I got it Saturday. It's the Galactic Republic, but it gets darker and darker, and then finally it'll fade off. So I'm hoping maybe a week. I mean, I really dig it. So they did an amazing job. Let's see if I can't find that photo. So sorry. I am absolutely intrinsically horrible. But yeah, when they first put it on and then it flecks off, it was like really light. And then once that came off, I mean, we're at dark henna stain now, and that's just it just curing. I got it Saturday. There we go. And today's Tuesday, and it's already still like brilliant. Let's see. I thought I took the photo. Oh no, maybe I didn't take a photo of these two. Nope, I did. Okay. I'm sorry again, everybody that is trying to watch this, and you have to see it on my horrible phone. Wow. But yeah, see how amazing. And yeah, he moved around. It was amazing. Great cosplay. Like I said, the 501st was there. They had a huge like Grievous puppet. So the guy would be in behind the cape and then it would walk. So yeah, back to Star Wars talk. My bestie friend I got to stay with made me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and put the sprinkles that look like heart or little stars on it. See? Okay, anyway. Oh, see, that's friendship, y'all. That is friendship. So, and I got to stay there. So anyway, great convention, great layout, lots and lots of art, lots and lots of just a lot of the stuff that you're used to seeing at MegaCon. Over there on the west of the Mississippi, they have Pecos Pete's, not Wild Bill's soda. So just so you know, it's a different kind of thing. So that was kind of a little bit of my own brain culture shock. I'm like, what the heck is that? And it's still everyone walking around with the mugs, but it's Pecos Pete's.
Pecos Pete's.
Kind of
They're
Pecos
not
Pete's.
the same company. They're a totally different company, right?
I don't know. I did not go up and ask for their information, but yes, that was different enough. I did see somebody that I follow on Etsy that is absolutely intrinsically amazing. So if you huge plug for them coming up, Galaxy Props. He does a lot of Star Wars props, but he also it's mostly helmets and stuff. And there was one helmet in particular that was a Cyberman helmet that he has. So if you're really looking into Cyberman kind of cosplay, go to Galaxy Props on Etsy. John is absolutely crazy amazing. He does all his stuff cast, but yeah, you can get a great, see, I'm trying to tie it back to Doctor Who. You can get a great Cyberman helmet. I might have purchased a helmet from them and behind me.
I have just had now, since we were talking about it, this image of Cybermen Teletubbies, and I don't know if anybody's cosplayed that before, but I want it out there in the world.
So I'll put my helmet on. Sorry.
Here we go.
Turn this off.
Nice.
This is my wrecker helmet.
Nice.
I absolutely love this wrecker helmet. And you can see out of it too. So yeah, if you can. I'm gonna do the rest of the show in this, but I can't hear anything.
You
So
got way more cool pictures than I did.
That might be a good thing.
I got lots of selfies at Gen Con.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing. It's okay, Melanie. Put that.
Okay, that's horrible. There we go. I can do it.
Okay.
No, all I got at Gen Con were selfies. And Scott's book.
Sorcerer.
I saw that you got Scott's book.
Yeah, they sold. Apparently, they sold out. I am the gruff Canadian champion, still and again. This was actually at the booth I took, but this is the Cardboard Kid, a 10-year-old YouTube reviewer who is absolutely amazing, and also a Doctor Who fan.
Oh, cool.
Dragon. Wear your mask, Dragon. It will save you from dragons. Group of us at the booth.
Speaking of dragons,
now go to the real pictures.
Yes.
No, that's fine. Speaking of dragons, we're going to be talking with Jess now. Jess, when did you go to SeaWorld for Holoscreen?
I went Sunday. This past
You
Sunday.
went Sunday.
Yep.
Now, as Jess is telling you about what her review, well, is that okay? We can give you want to give the review to our folks over here. What you thought about Holoscreen. In the meantime, you're going to be seeing pictures of the Traveling TARDIS as they appear. And some of them have been filtered out. I mean, some of them I've added a filter so to make them a little bit more spookier. So, Jess, tell us what you think about Holoscreen, and I'll give my take on it as well out there. So there's one picture.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. I went to Busch Gardens Holoscreen opening night, so we waited a week to do SeaWorld's, and wasn't really sure what to expect going into it because I know it was their inaugural fear. Is that their tagline? Inaugural fear.
Yes.
And so I wasn't sure. And, sometimes when new things happen, there's always a little bit of, we did get rained out a little bit at the beginning. So it did cut our time.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So we missed, I ended up missing one house. I only got to do 3 of them just because of the rain and everyone filtering in the lines. But the Beneath the Ice house was the scariest house I've been in all season.
Really?
Yes.
I'm actually hearing people say that comparatively to Halloween Horror Night, this is scarier, which I was like, really?
It is. Yeah, it is. Halloween Horror Nights has IP, like common IP, where this is all more stuff that they create. It's their own creations. It's not pulling from something. It's not Hill House. It's not Beetlejuice. So going into that and not having any background and kind of learning the story that they created as you went along. I mean, Beneath the Ice, 100% my favorite house of the season in the theme parks I've been to so far.
I think it was just getting used to, and I didn't know if it affected the lines too much, but sometimes later on during the night, the lines kind of subsided.
They did. Yeah.
I made a mistake. First of all, here was one tip that if I can give anybody: make sure you know where the house empties out. Because the first house we did, we went into the first haunted house, and I'm sorry, I don't have the names with me. If you can remember, there was the first haunted house to the right.
It's the motel, the hotel one. I know.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
There's a hotel one, and it drops you off right back at the main entrance. Yeah. So you have to go all the way back around just to get back into the park.
Water's Edge Inn.
The Water's Edge Inn.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know. Do you think there's a difference between going in like little groups or going in like a train like Halloween Horror Nights does over at Universal?
I do think the little groups, there's a little bit more of an individualized experience rather than, because you're going through a line and jump scares and stuff. If they get the person in front of you, then it's ruined for you. And because it was it wasn't a very busy night at all. We were in a very large group. There was 10 of us, but it was just the 10 of us. And so the experience of at least one person in our party being scared was enough for all of us.
All right.
The Beneath the Ice House, we didn't do it because it was broken that day, but I suggest if anybody actually wants to go, you pay $5 to scare people. You have a button that you push and a screen.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
I did not know. Okay.
Yeah. So
because there was like $5 to extra scare, and I'm like, what the heck is that? We didn't even look, go over there. It's just like, is this a drink or something? Yeah. We did not know what that was.
It's like an interactive thing. We were going to do it, and they had told us that it wasn't working, and to come back later, and we never made it back over there. But that's how they explained it to us.
Right.
So now I want to go back really just to try that and see what, like, if you can scare people well with it. I don't know how they actually facilitate it, but it's kind of like being an interactive house is kind of awesome.
It was kind of different, but I don't know. Like I said, it was kind of weird having to do, because I know Hollowscream over at Tampa, they do the same thing. They put you in one at a time, and we were kind of looking at this like, oh, so we're going to be, we're there's only 10 people in front of us. We're 40 minutes in line out there. And especially when they had the express passers come in, I was like, they're making them wait too. I was just like, that's just very odd. I didn't know if maybe they should have sent them in a little bit sooner, or because I understand certain things that, even when you go into one of these haunted houses, you go into the train when you go to Halloween Horror Nights. They're just like, go, keep up with the person in front of you, which does give the effect, but I don't know.
I had a very different experience at Tampa, because when we went opening day, there were people there. It's a bigger park too. But we walked into everything. We waited in one line, and then after that one line, everything else was walk-in.
I got you.
Just directly in. So it was never really had to wait or go in with small groups. It was usually just the two of us, or maybe a few people behind us. So it was different.
Now they had two shows during the night. One was ironically, what we mentioned, Jack the Ripper show, and the other one was the Sirens show.
The Sirens show rained out for us, and then by the time we could do it, Jack the Ripper was the one that we could go into, but Sirens, they were kind of at the same time.
The Sirens one, I'll give you just a preview of this, and I really truly think at this point in its life, and its 9 years of traveling, I do think the cast members are very aware of the traveling TARDIS that they actually kind of pose with, and I just hold it up, and then all of a sudden the scare actors know exactly what to do when I get out there. I mean, this is just from Hollowscream. Wait until I bring up the Halloween Horror Nights for this year. We're going to be going this weekend, and we're just going to have a blast. But there you are, one of the Sirens, and there's some other pictures of the Sirens I haven't put up yet. I'm going to save that for next month. But I just thought it was funny that these scare actors are kind of just like used to it now, whereas people were actually looking at me funny when I would take pictures with them and like, what are you doing? Now the scare actors are just like, oh, I know what to do over here, especially like this one right here. So it's almost like they know exactly what to do at this moment. But there were some great pictures, and that one was just, I took a picture black and white and just having a good time out there. And a lot of people
really great photo.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's a lot of people who are criticizing that the TARDIS, and which is not with me right now, but because he's sleeping in the backpack, the TARDIS is no longer blue. But just to give you an idea, let me bring up one of the pictures here, and that is filtered. But the TARDIS used to be completely blue, and when we took pictures of it, it came out as a silhouette. That means all you saw was a shadow, and then so you would not even see the TARDIS in this picture during certain lighting. Or this one was a better one because that one was actually taken at night with the green light on. So it would just come out as a shadow or a silhouette. So Chrissy stripped it down because the paint kept coming off in its second and third year, and then we took it to, I think it was at that time Downtown Disney, and we noticed something miraculous happen when you took a picture of it. Now the TARDIS was absorbing the light around it, So it made a hell of a big difference when you're taking pictures of it at night. So that would be a good example of getting close to, if it were still painted, it would like just be, completely unseen at that moment. But it was just a good time all around. The Jack the Ripper show, I think, was the best thing out there.
Yeah.
I'm being very biased because my friend was the costume designer for that show. So that's my biasness to it. However, the only thing that I thought was just a little bit off, and this is not, first of all, when I'm making the critique, I really want this show to take off. I really want Hollowscream to continue every single year, to give not only a dynamic between Halloween Horror Nights, but I do like it that my friends are now getting back to work. They're doing stuff that they love, and they're doing things that they have an option. Well, I can't get work over at Universal. I can go to SeaWorld out here. The ending of the Jack the Ripper show threw me off, and I won't blow it. But did you get that feeling, or did you feel fulfilled? It just felt like there was this wonderful, great, involved story, and they had all this terrific music, and at the very end, it was just like, oh, that happened?
To be completely honest with you, I watched it recorded.
That's why.
Because I spent about, I don't know, 20 minutes on Mako over and over again. So I watched it recorded after the fact.
What? Nice.
I take it there was no line on Mako, so you're like, I'm just going to keep writing this.
Yeah, there was no line. So I really probably want to see it like in the theater again, but I don't. So I'm not going to go anywhere with the storyline so much. But I did think that the costumes and the songs and the choreography and everything that I did see was absolutely quality.
Yes,
absolutely quality.
I'm trying to. Actually, what's weird, I don't have a picture of the inside. I actually took a picture with the moonlight, and it really came out well, but I don't know why I don't have it on here. But yeah, what I loved about it is like 10 minutes before the show, you didn't know if the show started or not because all the actors were interacting with what was going on. So as people are still walking in, they're all interacting with you, or they're not interacting with you, but they're giving you a presence and a feeling of what's going on out there.
Yeah.
So
they did a great job. I really, really. People were, I think, a little thrown off when they announced it and they were talking about it. And, there's a lot of people that are still kind of not riding the SeaWorld train.
Well, it's a weird park to do it in.
It is a weird park. And the way it's set up where it's only half the park.
Right.
But I want to go back.
No, that's fine. I did it too. I was just like, okay, this is awesome. And because I think Melanie, one of the things that was kind of a challenge, which is kind of weird. First of all, instead of going through the main entrance to get in there, as Jess was mentioning, you actually have to go through the back entrance. So, Melanie, if you've been to SeaWorld, instead of the main entrance, where like the convention entrance is?
Yeah.
If you go instead of the main entrance, if you were to go to the right where the tram used to end, when you used to ride the tram going into the parking, if you go to the far right, there's this like convention entrance where they actually had like that's where you had to go in.
Was it like direction so people coming into the park or coming to the event knew that they needed to go that way?
Or did you have people get lost? Half. I gotta give.
Or their employees kind of go,
yeah, because I didn't even know where to park at one point. They were just like, go that way, and just like
that doesn't help anybody.
I think they got a little better because it's been a week since you went.
Yeah.
They do. There was parking attendants there to guide you to where you were going to go park. And then you could see the entrance from where you parked.
Right.
But it did throw me off too, having gone to SeaWorld and being like, why am I turning here instead of going towards the parking lot?
Exactly.
So that was a little weird.
So what it is let's say that this is the front entrance right here, Melanie. Over here is the entrance to get into Hollowscream. And if you were in the parking lot over here in this area further back, I could see where you would get confused whether you were going to the main entrance or this entrance, because this entrance is kind of hidden. It was like tucked away. So you really had to. The only reason why I knew was out there because I saw a line going into that area. But for somebody who was probably coming in later, they were probably like, okay, so where do we go? And yeah, it did take up the half the park. The only other thing that I think that kind of threw me off was the bag. issue.
Oh yeah.
That really, I almost didn't think that TARDIS was going to make it. I thought this was going to.
What was the bag issue?
The bag issue is you couldn't bring one.
Well, it has to be smaller
Yeah,
than 5x8.
It was like a lunch pail size.
What?
Yeah, and they even said it was on here, and
they're afraid of probably people freaking out and using it as a weapon, even if they're doing it from being scared and then having that gut reaction of hitting somebody.
Howl-O-Scream Busch Gardens doesn't do that.
Then they're just stupid.
Yeah, I don't really.
It's also the first one, so it's like
true.
Extra precautions on a lot of levels.
Maybe because it is SeaWorld that they can't have a lot of people in case they're afraid people will throw stuff into the water.
If you went into
to hurt the animals.
If you went into SeaWorld before Howl-O-Scream, you could have a bag.
So if you were in the park,
I can't keep attempting to justify.
Yeah, so if you were in the park before Howl-O-Scream opened, you could bring anything you wanted. But if you were going directly to Howl-O-Scream, you couldn't bring anything. And I was sitting there with the TARDIS in my pocket, and I walked up to the front gate, and I was going to the security. He said, "Can I bring this?" And the security gave me a tip, and I was like, "Okay." So I followed the tip. I don't want to get the person in trouble. So I put it in my pocket.
Put it in your pocket.
So I put it in my pocket. And of course, ding, 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 ding. Can we see what you got there? Yes, keys, cell phone, wallet, and this big metal thing. This big metal TARDIS. And the woman, by God, she was just funny. She was going like, "What is this thing?" And I pointed to my shirt. She goes, "Oh." And I kept going.
That's cute.
She was sweet. I was just like, I just pointed to my shirt. I was like, well, this is a different shirt that I had on.
Yeah,
it's
a police.
But I had the Traveling TARDIS on my shirt. She goes, "Oh," and that was the end of the conversation. I'm like, okay, I'm bringing this hunk of metal into the park. Works for me. So.
Yeah. I don't understand it. I brought a fanny pack in, but we couldn't bring our camera equipment in. So we just had to kind of carry it around and hope for the best, and it got rained out. So
hello. Why is Halloween so big in the U.S., but when I was a child, it wasn't really here in the U.K. It was only after E.T. it got popular. And you know what? If you really think about it, Halloween started in Ireland. It's an Ireland thing, or am I right? It started as Sam. I can't say it right. Samhain.
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 I think that's going really far back. I think Halloween as we know it, it's just something that capitalism. I mean, for us, the big movies, when you were a kid, you didn't, I mean, when you were, I mean, if you want to go back, I mean, you'll see like people, dressed as, just, okay, here's a ghost with the sheet and or, dressing up as, an animal or a cat or, stuff like that. But I mean, I think honestly, when you have things like Star Wars or other movie properties, and then you have places like in the 80s, especially so you got 70s there with Star Wars and everybody wanting to dress up of going, hey, this is what merchandising is. And honestly, Star Wars is the big thing that taught what merchandising was, because nobody made bed sheets with anything for kids. Nobody made toys for a movie property. That was all Star Wars. So that might have been the first thing to start it. But then you had other stuff like in the 80s, like Hasbro, My Little Pony, Transformers, all this stuff. That's all based from a toy company that then funded a cartoon to keep pushing their thing. And then they probably also went with, hey, let's go ahead and make Halloween costumes. And I think, honestly, because kids want to dress up and that, it just kept going with, hey, candy companies were like, you know what? You need to pass out trick-or-treat candy. And I think really when you have all those marketing pushes, it just kept growing and growing and growing. And then after you have one generation growing up doing that, the next one will. So at least in the US, it just kept, we had the marketing machine. We had everything just keep pushing it. And that's why Halloween now, you have the ongoing joke here stateside is the second a business closes, there's going to be a Spirit Halloween in there come October to be selling stuff. It's just...
And it was just something that just built on top of it, because when it started out, people were making their own costumes, of course. And then, the capitalist system, they said, you know what, we'll make costumes for you. And I think tell me if I'm wrong about this, but I think the catalyst of this becoming, thank you.
Thank you. Look great, y'all.
Thank you. I think the big catalyst of the whole thing going into the stratosphere was John Carpenter's Halloween, because I heard that
That's another reason.
Somebody mentioned that it wasn't even supposed to be called Halloween. It was supposed to be called, I think, the Babysitter Murders or something like that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be called something else.
It was supposed to be called something else, and the producer just said, "Well, we can connect it to this, this holiday, and make it." And next thing you know, you got what we've got right now in its formation. And of course, Halloween adapted. It wasn't just dressed up to be scary. It was, yes, Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who. Basically, what you see, the evolution, in my opinion, the cosplay.
Yeah, of the trick or treat cosplay kid.
Exactly.
Halloween night kind of trick or treat night.
Well, Dave, I have a question for you. Halloween in Canada.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh yeah, and it's even on the same date.
Oh, I mean,
that's right. How did y'all not have it before us?
Honestly, history-wise, I have no idea. I grew up with it, just as just the same as down there. So I mean,
it's cold outside. Nobody wants to trick or treat.
We are close enough that unfortunately the capitalism just tends to bleed up.
Mm-hmm.
I love my Garfield Halloween special. I still think that is one of the best things ever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of more Finn. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, for me, the first time I can tell you that I can recall dressing up for Halloween was in elementary school, or maybe even kindergarten, because I went to a different. Yeah, I would say kindergarten, because my neighborhood really didn't have a lot of trick-or-treaters or any of that kind of stuff, and we didn't really go to places. So really the only time we ever the beginnings of it was at school. So that you could have a safe way of dressing up. You dressed up on Halloween if it happened to be a Halloween day, and you had your little parade of going in and out of different, classrooms. And then you little by little had those little safe places where you could trick or treat, or better yet, go to the mall and get safe candy, because the urban legend of razor blades being put into your candy was a very U.S. thing. So you have to take it to a hospital, get x-rayed, and it just
I feel sorry for you, Mark, because here there's a lot of people that not only don't like candy corn.
I love it.
It's like $1. Yeah,
I
love it there. And if you really want to look up a YouTube video with Lewis Black and his discussion on candy corn and where he thinks the origins of that's coming from. It's hysterical. But yeah, I'm a big candy corn fan, and it's like it's
and the pumpkins. I like the pumpkins, and I like autumn mix, because that's the candy corn with chocolate.
Well, I think just being a
get back over here, Dave.
I didn't see Luna. That's hard. No.
I kicked her out.
Oh, okay.
If you want me to open the door, I'll see how fast she'll jump in here. Hold on.
I think it's.
Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, that's fine. I think Jess and side with me on this. The reason why people ride roller coasters is because there's that that zest for fear and panic, and I think that's when more people are really alive, when there's a scare or a fear of something that they just let it out, and I think people I love it too. Yes.
Heck yeah, candy corn.
Safe fear. Safe fear.
It's a safe fear. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get hurt, but I mean, it's a fun fear. Soween. Thank you. Soween.
I know Sam Hain. I honestly was going with the Danzig band, so let's just flat out say what I was saying.
Americans say Sam, or pronounce Sowin, Sowin, Sam Hain. So
one of the best things that I do when I come Halloween, you get the small sizes of all the candy and stuff. We have that too. So we've got candy. You guys don't.
No, you.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the good stuff, not your chalk pill crap.
I mean,
but
how dare you, sir? Yeah. You live 6 lits alone.
I always bring down the little Halloween size ones. These are chocolate.
Oh.
You are more likely to find that you can find these a lot of times in the British import section, because they don't have the same ones. Coffee Crisp, as far as are just pretty much uniquely Canadian. So
I was driving
a ton of these back.
I'm gonna hijack this show real quick. Dave, I was driving down north from my job, coming through here, minding my own business, trying to not get murdered by vehicular manslaughter on US 19. And I look up to the left, and there's a huge sign that says Tim Hortons. Now you can have Tim Horton, the best coffee in all of Canada, without a passport. And I'm going, it's all I hear from Canadians. You need to have Tim Hortons coffee. I don't know why you drink Dunkin'. Tim Horton. Like, so yeah, just so you know. Tim Hortons
Yeah,
is
there's
apparently
a
coming to
handful
Florida.
of them down there.
Let me say
there's not
Keurig's.
many, but yeah.
Oh no, they're talking about like
No,
the coffee in the Keurig machine. But still.
Yeah. No, there's not.
Hortons
there are actually
apparently
a
is
handful of
very-
the actual Tim Hortons restaurants down, like stores here. Not many. There's only we're talking single digits. A lot of them close to the border. I know there's one in Michigan somewhere. I just don't remember where.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I remember very much. My mom made me a stormtrooper costume. What it looked. You guys have seen you've seen like the gold giant, the almost Luke Skywalker costume.
Oh yeah. The 70s. Well, it's 70s obviously.
It looked like
disco
that, but
costume.
it was like aquamarine and like it had like a peacock colored print. It was that, and it was, and
Did
then like
she take a
stormtrooper
photo?
mask.
Please tell me there was a
Probably.
photo.
Darned if I have it now. I really should look for it, but
See if you can
Those are
find
the
that.
things you got to keep.
yeah, I'll see if I can find it. But and I know I had a Batman, '89 Batman. At the time, the big fashion thing was these spinning paint shirts. I don't know if you guys had them down here. They take a shirt,
Oh, spin art.
stick it on. Yeah, they
It's spin art.
Yeah.
Put on a shirt.
So I had a Batman
Okay.
spin art, and a little cowl and a little from a I think it came from a Cheerio box, the little '89 Batman logo holding the cowl together.
Oh my god.
Yes.
So yet it is says caramel apple candy corn is probably one of my favorite Halloween candies. Yes, because sometimes you can get that like at Target in my case. Next to mini candy bars. Yes, mini candy bars, not fun size. There's a complete difference. Fun size isn't fun. It's just trying to give me less candy. Nothing's fun about less candy. And dots. Yes, dots are amazing, except they come in that bag with all the Tootsie Pops. And nobody would get Tootsie Pops and you're stuck with them. You bring them to work, but still people want to eat them damn things. Dave, why is your Smarties in a box? That is so weird.
Aren't Smarties?
These are chocolate.
Isn't the Smarties
chocolate.
supposed to be like our version? I think isn't it like in
That's
a
our
straight
version.
line?
We
in a
call
pouch?
those rockets.
Yeah, they call them
Okay.
rockets. We call them
I'm gonna
Smarties.
open these ones up.
His is it's like sixlets is what he has. It's cheap M&Ms.
Sixlets. Yeah, there we go. Sixlets.
So much better though.
He says it's so much better. I'm just going to disagree based on absolutely nothing because I've never had them. Just because, solely because it's Canadian. I disagree.
I think we keep on chatting. So
why not?
But we're kind of on the cusp of the show. But for folks, just a reminder, please
No, we're good.
check out the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS.
Food's
As you're
almost
watching.
to my house.
Oh, okay. So as soon as the
So you
food
got
arrives,
time. My dasher isn't
done
here
out
yet.
there. Please, of course, subscribe, and you will get exclusive content. Right now, as you're seeing, we're watching the Doctor Who crossover the movies. Next week, depending upon somebody's schedule, if they aren't able to arrive, we will be doing the television version of this portion. Also, the Who Knew News. We've been kind of slacking because we've all been busy, but we will get back to that as soon as we can. There, bits of the TARDIS. Simon, when he gets available from his work, he will be continuing his sci-fi vlogs out there. He was doing a lot, and he just unfortunately he just couldn't keep up with our interviews.
Man got paid work. Leave him alone.
I'm not criticizing. I told you if you got to work, you don't have to come on the show. Our most recent interview with Tim Treloar, who plays the Third Doctor on Big Finish Audios. Our Doctor Who reviews as soon as Jodie gets back. Do we even know what date she's coming back?
No clue.
No clue. Big Finish reviews will continue that throughout the year. Our Game On series, hopefully once Worlds Apart comes online, we will be expanding that. And of course, our uploaded videos out there. Oh, okay. The Harry Potter one. This was my first attempt at doing a shorty. I don't know if you've actually seen that, but you actually saw it at the beginning of the show here. I will reveal the truth about that little clip there. I'll play it for you for just a second. Let me go ahead and take this out.
I love you. I have a
Instagram
dinner meeting I have to get to.
Okay.
So I am going to take off right now. Enjoy the rest of the show, and love you all. And hopefully, I'll see some of you guys in Saginaw this weekend.
You got it.
Go to Denver.
Have fun.
Yes, Denver's also gorgeous. I love Denver.
See Dave this weekend.
Denver for Halloween. Damn it, he's gone.
I will play the Harry Potter one more time just for everybody to see, and I will explain. I will reveal my secret about this one. Okay, so I shall tell you how it happened. You didn't see the line of 10 families that were waiting with their real wands doing this. So essentially, I stood to the far left, and after I think the 7th or the 8th family, I got it right. So I even got the motions going, and then all of a sudden, boom, and all my friends are going, "How did you do that? Oh
Magic.
my God, you did it!" And I'm like, "Yeah, you just need a sonic screwdriver."
I really thought you had it in your hand and then like a wand like back here, like somebody
No,
else
I
on
was.
the camera.
There was a line of families that were waiting to do that little trick, and I just had to wait until the right time to trigger it. And I think I recorded like 7 or 8 times before I got like the right one. And that's one. There's Luna,
There's Luna.
the star,
So
the
Luna's
actual
here.
star of the show,
There's the actual star of the show.
and her butt.
There's her
And
butt.
butt.
Go that way, baby. All right. She's gonna attempt jumping down, and I gotta run because my food's here.
Gotcha.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Nice
Love
to
you
meet you.
lots.
Thank you,
Mwah.
Melanie.
Goodbye, everyone who stayed a while.
And we'll go ahead and put an end to this. So don't forget to check out Jess and her family over at Sights and SideQuests. It's one word, right?
Yeah.
Got it.
It's one
Put
word
it-
and an ampersand instead. I mean, you have to make it difficult.
Yes. There you go now. And thank you all for joining us. And again, we'll be right back. Just stay for just a few moments. We're just going to do our closing. So everybody, please stay safe out there. Check us out. See Melanie over in Denver and see Dave this weekend. And of course, please always stay safe and become part of the legend. Thank you for joining us. And we'll see you when we return for the holidays. We'll be back next week to do a new episode. Bye.